Good morning. This is Mary with Mojo Designs, and today is Fabulous Friday. As you see here, I have a ton of scraps on my desk that we're going to use to create a card. Normally, I go in with a preconceived notion of kind of what I want. This time around, I didn't do that at all. Just for some fun, I guess. So we're going to take those papers and cut them into strips in all different sizes. And I'm also using a piece from Paper Tray Ink, the die, the dress form die. And I have some ribbon from my Etsy shop as well. So here I'm just going to be cutting up different strips, different sizes that I want to use on the card front itself. Thought strips would be fun. And sorry that my card is out of frame through part of this. I do correct it halfway through. And I have various papers from October Afternoon, Modern Homemaker, October Afternoon, that black polka dot. I want to say that's the thrift shop. And then I have some Studio Calico. And the dress form is cut out of Berry Sorbet cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. And the ribbon is a lemon drop seam binding that is hand dyed that's in my Etsy shop. Here I'm applying with my ATG gun. Oh, I realized I wanted a smaller piece. So just cutting that. And then I'm adhering all these pieces down just randomly. Different sizes, different angles. Just kind of covering up the back of the cardstock. Super easy. My original idea, I wanted to have maybe a circle and then the dress form with a sentiment, and totally went away from that. Then I'm going to be taking some vintage photo distress ink. Here I'm telling you about my circle idea. And I want a harsh line around the edge. So I'm just rubbing with the tool the ink directly to the edge. And the reason I didn't fan it in, I didn't do any inking at all on those strips, and you don't necessarily have to. Here I decided to go with a stamp from Unity Stamp Company. Oh, about a month ago, they had a grab bag. You got 15 stamps for $12. That was my last splurge on stamps. And this was one of the images that came in my grab bag, and I just think it's really cool. I mean, I got a ton of really nice stamps. So 15 stamps, so they were less than $1 a piece. I'm using peeled paint distress ink, and I'm going to stamp it on this Stampers White Select cardstock from Paper Tray Ink, and it's a scrap piece of paper that I had out on my desk, and I decided to use it. And I'm going to be cutting this shape out. And since it's stark white and everything is craft, and the papers that I chose to use, those scraps, they're very vintage. They're distressed already. That's how they come. So now I'm taking some antique linen over the white just to soften it. And my vintage photo, again, just on the edge. Pretty soon here I do correct the frame. I apologize for that. I wanted that sharper edge with the vintage photo. And here I'm not sure. I mean, I really like the shape, with the dress form, and I wasn't liking how it was coming out. So I totally did something different. And I guess that's a fun part about not having a plan. I ended up going with a small glassine bag that I have in my Etsy shop. I'm going to kind of have it go kitty corner like that. It does cover up most of the background that we did, but you can see through it, through the glassine, and I think that looks really cool. I'm going to be using some of that yellow ribbon across the bottom, applying a piece of score tape. Seen me do this before, scrunch up one end. I like it really roughly, so I do a lot of scrunches. Snip off, bind up the edge, and then kind of stick it down. I did need to do an extra glue dot just because I didn't like how the end was. I had that pin. I decided I didn't want to use it, didn't like how it looked. But you've seen me use these scrunch flowers before. Again, I'm not sure why it's out of frame, but it's just a regular one of those scrunchy flowers. And I do have a video tutorial if you're interested on my channel. And then I have that number 8 tab, and that's from 7 Gypsies. I had received a package of those a while ago. Finding the placement where I want that. There we go. And that's where the flower will go. Here I applied a button from Paper Tray Ink that I forgot the color. It could be berry sorbet, but I'm not 100% sure. And then I decided to do 3 gemstones from Hero Arts in the middle. Here I'm fussing with the Friendship Label jar die. It's the actual label portion from the jar set. And I'm going to be stamping the outline with some vintage photo. And I just love that little label. It's so cute. At least you get to see most of it. It's not completely out of frame. Not sure what my problem was. Then I have a Just For You stamp that's from that same stamp set of Friendship Jar. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of a masking technique. As you see here, I realize that I don't want to go right across, and it doesn't fit, you know, it doesn't fit at the top. It's too large. And since I'm having this label at an angle kind of sticking out, I really couldn't go all the way across. So I got a piece of masking tape, and I'm going to be taping off, everything's still inked, so the For You portion I'm taping off, as you can see there. So I have just the word just. Going to be doing the same thing, same technique as before. And that's the For You portion. There we go. And I use peeled paint. Then we're just going to adhere the flower and the label, and that is our finished card. So it's super simple. I'm using score tape to adhere the flower and a glue dot for the label with the sentiment. And here's the finished card. So the flower and the label is all on there, and then the little cutout shape goes inside the back. Thanks for stopping by today. Have a fabulous Friday. Bye.